the hurricane happened, right?
Right.
And this is modern suburbia, right? So nobody fucking talks to each other. I'd never really talked to any of my neighbors.
No.
And then all of a sudden power goes out. No cable, no power. It's hot. Everybody has a freezer full of food that's
But you can't
melting.
open. Yeah, you just
melting.
let that happen.
Everybody starts barbecuing, and all of it, and people.
And everybody's on the front porch.
There's no TV. Like everybody like comes out like goblins like into the sun.
How you doing,
dude? I met every fucking neighbor.
Yeah,
every neighbor on this goddamn block. I shook hands with. We were great friends.
Yeah.
They were like, this cool guy's been living here this whole time. I didn't even know. And I became friends. I lent my gas grill to the people next door.
Yeah.
And then, and I even joked with them too. I was like, this is funny because we're all great friends, but the second that power comes on, we ain't ever gonna fucking talk to each other ever again.
Like, power goes on, everybody goes back to their holes. And you haven't talked to anybody since, have you?
No, I've been talking to some of them, but then I do have a couple stories about the falling out of our relationship with each neighbor that I came so close with during the hurricane.
I know you've been like peacocking to your one neighbor over here, right?
The guy that I gave the grill to so he could cook his food.
You bring it to a whole new level. You've been like texting that guy, haven't you?
I got his cell phone number, and he's a cool guy, and he's young. He's I think younger than me, and I was like, dude, he's the only other young guy in the neighborhood, and he seems like a cool hip guy. Yeah. I was like, and he seems like he has a good sense of humor.
Right.
And, right off the bat, I was making fucked up jokes and stuff. He was laughing. I thought we were on the same wavelength. And so like out of the blue, I texted him just a picture of me in like this fight stance with my pants pulled up to my nipples. And I'm like, bro, outside 10 minutes right fucking now. I'm going to beat your ass in the front yard.
He never responded, did he?
Didn't respond. 2 days later, I was like, all right, this guy's a pussy. So then I sent him another picture of me in some weird ass position with like my socks pulled up over my pants and everything. I was like, bro, right now, man dance, front yard, 10 minutes. Never responded. I kept doing it for like a week and a half. And now.
And he kept like looking out this blind. Like, where's that crazy motherfucker?
And now he pulls into his driveway and uses the side door so he can. Like, if he sees me in the front yard, he actively avoids me. He'll go into the side.
You're so good at fucking up a good thing.
There's a Jewish lady next door that's like, she's super old school. But
I remember I met her. I was like, how you doing? When the hurricane hit, I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, you got my ice?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
She's very intense, right?
Yeah.
And she was telling me that...
Yard looks immaculate.
Yeah. Very attention to detail oriented, and but she's very clean. Her not just in the way she keeps things, but like her mentality, like very clean humor kind of person.
Oh, yeah.
And she was saying something about Jewish people can't be organ donors, so she's not organ donor. And I just immediately interrupted her. I said, "That's not true. They can donate the foreskins. All right, using those." Cut it off and give it to someone else for like a skin graft or something. And she just fucking like looked away from me and like she didn't talk to us for a month after that. And Abby's like, what the fuck? She hit me the second I said it. I thought it was funny. And then the third one, these are all my closest neighbors, but this is the guy on the right side of me and the lady on the left. So, and then there's this other lady that has a family, and I not only know her, I know her husband, I know their kids. They're cool people. They're kind of young. They're like probably your age, to be honest. And, but they're pretty wholesome. They're pretty wholesome people.
So I don't know them.
No.
Okay.
And they were down at the park, and they were down there with their friends who were... This story is going to make me out to be like this incredible racist, right? They were down there with a black family.
Okay.
And the black family was a man, woman, and 2 kids. Okay. Right. And I went down there with Madeline. I was going to go do the swings and stuff. And so I went down there, said hi to them, shook their hands and everything. And then I went on to do my swing thing. And then they started going back to the house. And I started I waited, a couple minutes, and then we started going back. and on my way through the playground, I noticed there was a little black baby doll on one of the benches that was left there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, black baby doll.
Black children.
Only black family I've seen here. The kids. So I grabbed it. I was like, naturally, this is theirs.
Yeah.
So I like run up behind them. I'm like,
Hey, you forgot your doll.
Hey, you forgot your doll.
That ain't mine.
In the second they turn around, I realize the two kids that they have are like 12-year-old boys. And I'm like, and they looked at me like I was fucking retarded. And in that moment, I realized I'm like, I look like the biggest racist of all time. Hey, you forgot your darn colored doll down at the playground. You can't leave this riffraff down there at the playground. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then they haven't spoken to me since. So the three neighborhood relationships, I'm gonna have to find new people to talk to.